Hello, everyone, and welcome to Christian Brothers High School Football. It's the regular season finale tonight against Father Ryan as the brothers try and put themselves in position to host a playoff game next week. Good to have you with us here on the Lilly Company pregame show. I'm Eli Savoy, and joining us as always, well, I shouldn't say as always because last week he didn't join us, but as normal is head coach Thomas McDaniel. Coach, welcome back. Coach Crawford did a good job in your absence last week.
Oh, I'm sure he did. He enjoys that kind of stuff, and sorry I had to miss it, but I did another interview for the Game of the Week thing, which just happened to coincide with this. And again, I knew he would do fine. So
you last week, obviously the 42-14, the dominant second half, really about midway through the second quarter on, you scored the last 35 points of the game against MUS. Just after the frustrating losses and everything else, just how satisfying was that win for you to see the team perform the way they did?
I'm just happy for the kids. I mean, it kind of, we've talked about it multiple times. Just been a year that's been filled with several heartbreaks, and you have to overcome one of those a year sometimes. We had to overcome 3 of them, 2 of them in back-to-back weeks, obviously prior to the MUS game Friday night. But look, when it was over, I think the things that I take away from it, it's nice to beat MUS. I'm happy that our kids were able to have some success. I think we showed that we're a better football team than I think some people realized. I know that there was nothing that happened in the game Friday night that surprised us. Like, I felt like going into the game, I don't read the papers and the Twitter, and I don't try to hear what's going on, in the community. I'm focused on our 100, that locker room. That's what I worry about. But anybody knows with the situation, the records and all that stuff, I think they felt very confident coming in, and I felt like our boys were confident coming into the game. So I really felt like if we played well, we would come out with a victory. But I'm not even going to sit here and say it's not coach talk. Like you go back and you look again. So proud of the resiliency, so proud of the fact that they've continued to love and trust and believe in each other. That's hard to do in today's world, overcoming so much adversity. But all that to be said, there's still multiple plays we'd take back. So, we did a lot of good things. We still had some self-inflicted negatives. We had 3 touchdowns called off the board, so let's don't forget that. And so am I satisfied that we won? Absolutely. I'm happy for the boys, but I know that our best football is still yet to be played. And, again, as I've said all year, that's kind of our goal is just play your best at the end of the year. I still think we're trending in that direction. And then overcoming multiple injuries. We've had 4 ACLs. Arguably our best defensive football player got knocked out 2 weeks ago. So, again, I'm really again proud of the boys and our effort Friday, and just for them to kind of reap that benefit. It's been 21 weeks that we've been going at this thing is long, and it's games are on Fridays, but weekend preparation, coming in on Sundays, the boys come in practicing the heat that we deal with for a large portion of the year. The weather we got right now, the last 2 weeks, like we actually have a true fall, which is not normal. And so it's a grind. And people, unless you're really in it, you don't understand what these boys are putting into it. So, and all that to be said, all those boys that work for us every day in practice and know that that's their role, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to play, and that's just not the reality of it. So we've been blessed with a great group of kids. We've got a tremendous senior group that we get to celebrate, for senior night and this week with all the things we've had going. But it's nice to get that win over MUS. But at the end of the day, we still got improvements to make.
You weren't here last week to talk about Nate Brick and that decision to go with the freshman at quarterback. 2 games in now, and just the progress from game 1 to game 2. But overall, that decision to make the move and put him in there at quarterback, and what you've seen out of him through 2 games.
Well, I knew this was coming, so I'm gonna flip the script a little bit and let you tell me, what have you seen?
Well, the kid's obviously got a lot of talent.
So I'm gonna tell you,
and I thought the development from the first game to the second game, I mean, just to see that, like I thought he was way better last week than he was in game one. He just looked comfortable, and kind of the touch on passes. The throw to the back corner of the end zone, the idea that that's a freshman making that throw is pretty incredible.
Yeah, I remember being on fall break, coming off the heartbreak of the Briarcrest game. I was with Crawford. I was sitting on a patio and at the beach, drinking coffee, watching Lipscomb, and thinking, I'm fixing to, I have a senior quarterback and a sophomore quarterback who've both done a tremendous job trying to lead our football team. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm going to make this move, and there's a lot of ways this thing could go. And Lipscomb, again, he's a freshman, okay? So, this is uncharted territory for me. And I thought he did very well against Lipscomb. I would agree with you that he's even more comfortable now. He's just got great pocket presence, super awareness of what's going on in the game. I don't go back and watch the broadcast, obviously, but somebody mentioned to me how you referenced how fast the ball gets out. I mean, he's got quick release, ball gets out in a hurry, and he's accurate. And so, to be able to see us throw 5-yard hitches multiple times over, giving him the option to read the defense. If it's there, take it. If it's not, don't take it. That just opens up the field so much more. And as you saw, with being able to spread the field horizontally on the perimeter and then be able to get it vertical with Will J, there's times where, some of the things that happen with Will J is because we were so balanced. And, again, that's not a fluke. It wasn't a mystery. That was kind of the plan going into the game. Our biggest issue was figuring out how are they going to defend Javon. And look, Caden Starnes has gotten better. I mean, the last couple of weeks, his production has gone up. And obviously, you referenced Trey made a big play in the end zone there, who's just a sophomore. So every time he plays, he's going to get better. But I'm so proud of our quarterback room, our coach, keeping that room together. The fact of Cole and Hunt both being engaged in practice and staying positive. And again, in the time and place we're in right now, it'd be easy for some pouting and some moping and some selfishness. We've had none of that. And so I can't give those guys enough credit for the way they've handled it. But right now, he gives us the best chance to be successful. And, every once in a blue moon, you run across somebody that's just talented beyond, what you're used to. And he's going to be a special talent.
Yeah, I've said on the broadcast, the ball just comes out of his hand differently. Like, it just looks different than most guys we've had. I mean, and that's just, again, it's a special talent. It's a pretty ball that he throws.
No, he throws a pretty ball. He throws a fastball. I mean, we've had to kind of get him to dial it back some. Yeah. And once we get some body armor on him, and he gets, I mean, I don't know if you've seen him, but I mean, he looks like he's 12. I mean, he is baby faced. He's pretty thin right now, but he's 6'2". The future, for Nate is going to be very bright. He's very smart to be able to digest the playbook. He's still not even comfortable. Like when we call a play off the band, Cole says it like with a rhythm because he's been reading these things for 3 years. He's still learning how to read it, so it can be a little bit, slow and mundane. And he's probably processing while he's reading. Yeah. And for all that to be said, for him to get out there and to do what he did. I mean, the touchdown throw right before the half, that look is what we wanted. That call was made from the sideline because of the coverage. But at the end of the day, he stood in the pocket, delivered a great ball, and got hit hard. Yeah. I can't say enough about all the positives we saw from him.
I know one of the things that drives you crazy, and you referenced the touchdowns called back, we've seen over the last few weeks now, Javon Slayton and the special teams who keep scoring touchdowns, but they keep coming back, and it's got to drive you crazy as a coach.
Yeah, I mean, the deal with that is, you just have to find ways to get him touches. We put him in the backfield for the first time the other night. He busted a tall sweep for a first down on a first down, converted for 12 yards. Obviously 2 kickoffs called back against Lipscomb. Those were critical. The punt return the other night. Again, speak on behalf of Javon, I know it's frustrating because I believe he's had 6 called back this year. but has not pouted about it, has not complained, could come off the field screaming and being a bad teammate, and he's done none of that. So hopefully we can fix that. I think you're getting to the point where people are going to quit kicking it to him probably, but when he's had his opportunities, obviously he takes advantage of it.
With a win, you're hosting in the first round of the playoffs. How important is that aspect of this game?
Well, look, I mean, we got two scenarios here. We win, we stay at home, we get to play another game at Tom Nick's. I'd love that for our seniors, all they've had to endure, not have to travel across the state, for a first-round game financially would be huge. But they've earned, with all the, trials and tribulations we've been through, they've earned the right to play at home another time. And so I fully expect us to seize this moment and take advantage of the opportunity. Again, it's very clear. We win, we're the 4 seed. We stay at home. We lose, we're the 6 seed. We go to McCallie. So, I expect us to play better than we did last Friday. And we've had a great week of preparation, even though it's a short week, and excited about the opportunity. What a great story for us to be able to go through what we've gone through and to be able to, host a playoff game. That'd be great for our seniors and for our entire organization.
With that, this is a big senior class that you've got this year, and it's senior night, all of those things. But what does this senior class kind of mean to you?
I mean, it's a special group. There's 33 of them, it's the world we live in now where, you've got a couple of guys that are in this group that transferred in that are meaningful parts of our football team. But again, the resiliency that they've shown throughout the year. I made a lot of phone calls last weekend because I think some of the talk in the coach's office was whether or not we could rebound from another heartbreaker and get ourselves prepared for MUS. And after my 3rd, 4th, and 5th call, it was fairly obvious early on that, we are not done. We're not giving up. We are not going to quit. The trust is still there. And, it just says a lot about, them as individuals and as teammates. And so, we've had a great week. We had a mom brunch on Sunday, which is super powerful, very emotional, but an awesome experience for our boys. Dads come on Wednesday for a cookout at practice afterwards, and then the dads walk out, on the brothers walk on senior night, and then obviously the introductions. But those are all special things for the parents, but it's the memories on the field that I think, that the boys create that are what is going to live with them. And then just all the minute things that you don't think about. I mean, when you're in that world for 21 weeks and you've been doing this for 3-4 years with a group of guys, just being in the weight room, being in the locker room, I've said it many times, the smells, the sounds, all of it, when it's over, you can never get it back. You got alumni basketball leagues and you can play softball with your buddies, but nobody's looking to go put a helmet on and play football when it's over. So, hopefully we can end this thing on a strong note and keep creating the right memories for these guys.
All right, Coach, good luck.
Thank you.
That is head coach Thomas McDaniel. We've got more of the Lilly Company pregame show coming your way as we get set for kickoff between the brothers and Father Ryan in this regular season finale. This is Christian Brothers High School Football.